What's up, guys? So this is the third and final part of my Mass Effect Andromeda special where I talk about why I decided to stop playing the game. From the beginning, you'll even see videos from when Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't even out and I was doing speculation videos. I did a video where I said, oh, I hope it takes place in a different galaxy. That'd be so cool if they just moved away from the Milky Way. So I was all for a new beginning, a new galaxy, a new character. I mean, as much as I tell myself this could be the beginning of something pretty cool, the introduction to a new galaxy. But even though it is, I feel like the threat and the story of Andromeda was maybe way too small for the size of the game. I wanted to complete EO's full exploration 100%, and I found myself like just getting bored with it. I was like, oh my god, am I seriously not done? Like, it was a huge map. It blew my mind when I started to see that the map just started to get bigger and bigger, and I was like, oh my god. I mean, if that was dense with content, with side quests, with really interesting stuff, it could have been great. I mean, since this was the introduction of a new galaxy, just introduce us to a very small part of it. A small part where it would make sense that all we were going to encounter were the Angara and the Ket. BioWare promised that there was going to be the exploration of Mass Effect 1, but with reason now. Like, there was going to be something behind the reasoning to actually be driving around. And as much as there was, I feel like there wasn't enough to keep me hooked. There was too much repetition in content. It felt kind of Dragon Age Inquisition did a little bit of this in every area with the shards. Like, why not give me some side quests that actually make me want to go from point A to point B? The Angara were very boring to me. The Ket were boring. The Ket, seriously, I was like, the Ket are the Reapers. They are the Reapers in a small, in an organic way, like in a very reduced way. They're the Reapers. Like, I was like, this is the same idea. Like, literally the same idea. The Ket, they get species and they like ascend them to perfection, right? And the Archon talks like Harbinger. I was like, this fool's Harbinger talking about the perfection of ascension and all this stuff, and like, we're gonna perfect your race, and like, you should be proud to be the chosen race. I was like, that's the Reapers. The Reapers. How are you giving me the same threat, just disguising it? You're not fooling me. And what the Ket were doing to the Angara is pretty much what the Reapers were doing to the Protheans. Changing their DNA and like creating the collectors. Just hearing the dialogue from the Archon and the Ket put me off so much because I was like, I'm so done with this. I do not want to talk about the ascension of races anymore. I read an article not long ago that I found a bit interesting because of what this person was trying to express. They said, I feel like Jaal should have been the main character. BioWare probably wouldn't have done that because they would, the protagonists, they want people to really understand where this person's coming from, so they try to make them as humanoid as possible, or as something that you would recognize, like a dwarf, an elf. We've grown up with these concepts in fantasy for years, and then even the Qunari, it was like we already went through 2-3 games with the Qunari, so we already kind of knew what they were. The story felt like Jaal was supposed to be the main character because of how specific the threat was, how specific the way that you were supposed to be feeling towards this race, this new alien race, the Angara and the Ket, how specific that was. It was like, these are new species that I know nothing about. So it was like, Jaal, if you were Jaal, it would have meant something, because it would have been like, this is my world. These are my people. Let me understand what's going on, because these are my people. I want to know more about them because I am one of them. I mean, I always tried to bring Jaal with me because I wanted to know more. Like, I was like, without Jaal there, without Jaal in your party, it was meaningless. A lot of this was absolutely meaningless. The vaults got annoying after a while. Like, it was like, I have to go through a whole vault. The first time it was cool, but when I realized that I had to do another vault, I was like, these are an ancient race of synthetics. Where have I heard of this before? I know I've heard of this somewhere. I can't place it. When the first Mass Effect came out, the Turians, the Krogans, the Quarians, the Elcor, all the races, the Hanar, they were all new. But the game did a really good job, even the first one, of introducing you to the beliefs of these people. And they used characters to counter that so that you could see the difference. Like Ashley, it was like she's racist. Like she doesn't like other species. And that made you connect in a different way when interacting with her. It made you see things in a different way. It made you actually see what the sides were. Even though you didn't know who these people were, who these species were, it was presenting to you themes and topics that you understood. And in Andromeda, I felt like that was completely lacking. It was not there. Nothing helped me decide why I was feeling a specific way. Nothing made me feel like this was important. It all just felt like it was easy because I had this synthetic, this AI. It was very localized, I felt, the threat. It's very much tied to the cat and the Angara. And it felt like it was an introduction to something. So they should have made the game smaller. They should have made it feel like the introduction to something where you wanted to know what was out there, where you were like, oh man, we were just limited to these spaces, kind of like Dragon Age always has. The map is huge in Dragon Age. It's like, it's got all these areas. We could never explore all of them. It was always just one area. Inquisition was like the biggest game, the biggest Dragon Age game, but even then it was localized. So you could contain everything. You could contain content, you could contain story, you could contain threat, and it could feel more believable and more like you could handle it. BioWare has always wowed us with their characters and their stories. They have never had like a full-on open world, and I've always been glad about that because they could really focus on a balance. They could focus on the content, on the product, and not on just pushing the limits and like showing how awesome this technology is, that they can make so many worlds, but fill them with what? I went to YouTube and I was like, well, let me watch the ending at least, because I just can't play it. I play games to enjoy them. If I'm not enjoying them, why am I playing them? So I went to YouTube and I looked for the ending, and I I didn't finish watching it. I got bored. I got bored. And you know what? I know exactly why. Not because the ending is bad. I was so far from caring about these characters that even if I watch the ending, none of it means anything to me. I do hope that more comes from Mass Effect, obviously. Like I said, I love Mass Effect, and I don't want to see it die. I definitely do not want to see it die. I know just a few days ago, BioWare officially announced that there was going to be, like, kind of just mentioned that the DLC isn't a thing right now. Like patches, they're not going to be patching anything anymore. So it's kind of like, well, what's going to happen to Mass Effect? It was, even though I didn't beat the game, it was a bit sad to hear that, because I was like, is that it? There have been tweets from like Casey Hudson and Mike Gamble and stuff saying that this isn't the end for Mass Effect, and that's great. But it's like, when are they going to keep it on the back burner for years? I mean, because it's like, are they really going to try to do another Mass Effect sometime in the next few years? I don't think so. Is Mass Effect just gonna be sitting there? And that makes me sad. That really makes me sad. I truly hope the best future for Mass Effect. I absolutely do. And I will always be waiting for more news on Mass Effect. Always. I like a few things about Andromeda. Again, the combat was great in Andromeda. I thought it was a great improvement. So, I mean, if they move forward, that's something that they could get out of Andromeda. They could learn so much from Andromeda. I wanted to get what I thought about Mass Effect Andromeda out there and then just move on. I love what I do on YouTube, and I really want to work on content that I love to do, and that you guys enjoy watching. I know a lot of you follow me for specific content, but I'm very much an all like I'm a gamer of all types. Like I love playing different games. BioWare content is a big thing on my channel, but right now it's very dormant. Like BioWare content is very there's just nothing really happening at the moment. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching and for being patient. Like I said in a few videos back, a lot of you were really patient, waiting for me to talk about Andromeda. Some of you were less patient, but even then, thank you for waiting. But I really wanted to be sure of what I was feeling. I wanted to be sure that I wasn't going to go back and like give it another try. I wanted to really give it as many tries as I could to make sure of what I was feeling. I'm done. I need to move on with other games. Like this isn't fair. I mean, this is a huge game. This is an RPG and I can't be spending all this time on a game that I'm not enjoying. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.